We have to be punctual on this one. Hello, hello.
Good
All
morning,
right.
boys.
Good morning. Good morning. I rescheduled my live schedule at the same time. Oh, all right, Chuck. Well, I think we got some. think we got some stuff for you today.
We got plenty of stuff.
Okay, so where do you want to start off, David?
Well, let's start off why we even started this. Why we even started this
Um,
little live stream channel.
yeah. So
Can
I
we
think
break it
everybody
down?
who's I think for me, I've been researching this for years. Um, think we all kind of started at the same place, watching the old videos from we'll just leave names out of everything for the sake of I don't know, people's feelings getting hurt, but yeah, Mr. Do Your Research, and my research has led me to somewhere drastically different. And I met you, and we've been talking for like a year and a bit now, and
Yep. Yep.
combined our research, and this is why we're here. And it's kind of hard to talk freely on some channels. So I think here's where we can to hell with leaving names out of things. That's why you're so polarizing, Chuck.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this- Anyways, let's fucking jump into this shit. Let's just fucking go, man.
You're just
Okay,
going in.
so let's just fucking go in. Let's not waste any time here.
All right.
So I believe when we're all looking for the history of the American dogs, we're all starting at Corso, the first litter brought in, Super Six. What did Mike Satilli Sr. do? Dude, we had to start at fucking Neapolitan Mastiffs. We had to start. Where was that shit coming from? Where was
Yep.
he getting his dogs from over there? Because these dogs are mixed in to the lines with like
Yep.
100% mixed into the lines. There's no
100%.
doubt in my mind about that. I was like 99% sure, but now I'm 100% sure. Like,
Facts.
so
Same.
how do you want to go about this, David? Do you want to start from a little bit of rundown from the Italy Mastino lines and then how the American lines got it, and then go from there? Or
Yeah. Yeah. Let's break down the Italian neo history, and then we'll move forward from there.
okay, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one. I'm just gonna pull up my notes over here.
All right. Well, okay. So Italian Mastinos. John says, "What do we want to know about neos?"
Well, John, you could
So
correct us on anything here. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure our information comes from the same person
yeah. Yeah.
that you talked to. He gave us a lot of good stuff. So, anything there that needs correcting, feel free, brother. Hop in and school us. We're always open to everything. Um, okay, Neapolitan Massive History. Take it away, David.
All right, so I guess
Take
we'll
it
start. We'll
away.
start with uh, what do we have?
Let's start with
What
Scanzioni. Let's just start with
start there?
Scanzioni.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So from what I know, what I've gotten research from, Scanzioni. If I'm not pronouncing his name right, the hell with it. It's close enough. Scanzioni. He was a Swiss journalist. He saw 8 dogs at a show. He was hyped. He liked the dogs, but never really had no real backing behind it. Just like the dogs. So being a Swiss journalist, he did live in Italy, from what I'm told, but he wanted to get dogs. Well, he couldn't go to the nucleus. The nucleus, everybody's saying, was straight in Naples. That's where the best dogs were. That's where the dogs were already kind of established and already being bred into a direction. So, and they had specific cliques. Northern Italy, Southern Italy, they hated each other. Every little town did not get along. So you can't just go everywhere and get dogs. So Scanzioni wanted to go start getting dogs together for whatever his breeding program, but he could not go to Naples. They didn't like him. He was a foreigner, didn't speak Sicilian at the time, so he wasn't going and getting the good stuff. So he had to go to the outskirt regions and just pick up what he could find, the best that he could find. So he went around and assembled his dogs, but they weren't from Naples. They weren't the best. Or just outskirt dogs. And I'm sure he didn't even know, from what I'm gathering, he didn't even know what was behind him. He's just picking up dogs that look the part, per se. He doesn't know genetics. He doesn't know generations behind. He's just picking up dogs.
May I dive in there for a sec, Dave?
Yeah, dive in.
Um, so a name that got tossed around that I heard before is the term Cana depressa. Um, I believe that his first breedings were type on type. Yes, first breedings type on type.
Yep, 100%.
That name Cana depressa was getting tossed around, and it was all like, of course, it was a Cana depressa, but from what we were told from this gentleman that we got our information from, old school neo breeder,
Yeah.
he was saying Cana depressa was the precursor to the Neapolitan Mastiff. It was like the type of dog before the selective breeding to get the line bred, inbred breed of the Neapolitan Mastiff. So Cana
Correct.
depressa. So let's
Cana
just keep
depressa.
that name in check right there. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, so back to you, David. I just wanted to toss the Cana depressa in there because that's going to tie into everything else that we're about to say.
Getting there. Yeah. So Cana depressa was that's what Scanzioni kind of started with. He didn't start with the Neo. Supposedly, from what I'm told, the dogs in Naples were basically already considered Neos. They've already been inbred, line bred for a few generations. I mean, it could be more, could be less, but they already were looking the part. But Scanzioni had to pick up these outskirt dogs. They were basically considered more the Cana depressa type. So that's what he kind of started with, for his nucleus. And then, Kareem, you want to jump in with the next part?
Okay, Scanzioni neotype. So yeah, foreigner.
John says any gripping dog was a Cana depressa.
I 100% agree with that because I believe it was the type. It was just the type. This big molluster-looking dog that gripped some shit up. So I'm 100% in agreement there. Okay, so do you want to jump into America now? So we just wanted to run down that little quick tidbit in Italy. It's not a Neapolitan talk, but just to get that name Cana depressa out there.
Right, get the two variations, locked in. So yeah, then we're going to go to kind of the Satilis, but even a little bit before that. So I guess Mike Satili's grandfather, we're pretty sure he brought dogs over, but even the dogs that he brought over were not considered Neapolitan Mastiffs yet. Really, they were considered Cana depressas. But even before Mike Satili's grandfather had brought dogs over, there was already dogs, Cana depressas, in the United States. Brooklyn is a place. Brooklyn's a place that there was already some Cana depressa type dogs, and I think there were some other dogs kind of in the East Coast area, if I'm not mistaken. So
essentially, where large, settlements of Italian immigrants would come, they brought their dogs with them.
Right, they brought
Cana depressa. Just brought them with them. Okay, so that has been established. So now we're gonna get to Mr. Mike Satili Senior, not Junior. We are talking Senior.
So yeah, I guess Mike Satili got started breeding dogs, and then do we want to go to 1974? Mike Satili starts the his own Neapolitan club. Do we want to jump there?
Let's give a rundown of the types of dogs that Satili Senior had in, and maybe John could give some insight to this as well. The type of dog that Mike was breeding around back then, Senior.
So yeah, I mean, again, he brought over the Cana depressa. So Mike Senior was just kind of running down from what his grandfather brought in. I mean, just breeding Cana depressa type, Neapolitan. I guess Mike was calling them Neapolitans at the time, but really they were Cana depressa and type. They weren't really the Neapolitans that were in Naples at the time. A little bit more advanced. These were still a couple steps behind the quote unquote Neapolitan Mastiff, the Cana depressa type.
And we were told that Satili Senior couldn't get the dogs directly from Naples. He wasn't getting sold those line-bred, inbred Neos. He was getting stuff from the outskirts, importing where he could get from. And I'm pretty sure he was South Italy, close to Sicily. So he was just getting those variations of Cana depressa. He wasn't getting that real good shit that the Italians wouldn't let go.
Right. Right, and I think you had to be in that. You had to be in that clique from whatever from what all I'm saying. If you weren't in Naples, if you weren't, native to that area, or you didn't have family there, you weren't touching those dogs. That was a tight knit group. If you weren't in there, you weren't getting them. So everybody kind of had to assemble their stock from outside of the Naples area. John says
Okay,
after
so
1946 they were all neos. That's but I mean, John, can we say there was still everybody was still saying there was two different types, even though they were considered neos after that time period. Everybody, all the breeders, still got both kind of types being thrown out of your dogs, and you could technically still buy both types. There was dogs that were considered neos, a little bit, heavier, more line bred, inbred dogs on the certain traits, and there was kind of the presses that definitely looked different. I mean, were not really line bred and inbred the way the neos really were.
waiting for an answer.
Yeah, see if
Wait
he
for an
gets
answer.
back to us.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, I see that they were considered after that point neos, but they can't all be considered neos because there's probably still places in Italy and other places that people were still breeding kind of type on type, and they weren't as far ahead as the people within Naples that were really going, hardcore, you can say.
Okay, so 1974. Shall we take a little
19
jump?
yeah, 1974. Mike starts his club. Um, John, just jump in. There were Southern types.
Zach or Zach. I can't even pronounce it, but we'll just take it. There
Yeah,
were
yeah.
Southern types. So
Right. There's two different.
for the
There's two
sake,
different. Definitely two different types.
yeah,
So anyway, yeah, 1974. Mike starts the club, and I'm told he started it with another woman. John might be able to help us out with this. There was a woman that started the club with Mike. I can't remember her name, but then Mike quickly after pushed her out of the group, so it was just him running the show.
the
So of course,
big cheese.
yeah, yeah. So he's running the club. He's running the shows. Um, and from what I'm told, everybody knew what dogs were winning the show before you even attended the show. There was a lot of sneaky activity going on behind the scenes. You got a comment?
Mario Corchi wouldn't sell my candy dogs because Mike was friends with the competitors. So Corchi, he said, wouldn't sell Mike any dogs
Okay.
because Mike
Okay.
was friends with one of his competitors. Northern type were Di Ponzano. So that's what Junior was saying. He's like he could trace his stuff back to Wyoming because it was Di Ponzano blood in
Yep.
one of those
Yep.
interviews. Which is
Yep.
we're gonna touch on that as well.
Right.
We're gonna get
So
to
yeah.
that
So
as
yeah.
well.
Back to the Mike started the club with a woman, unknown woman. I don't remember her name. Pushed her out of the club. It was his club then. He's running the show. He's doing everything, I'm sure doing the registry and all that jazz. So he's starting shows. His own dogs are in his own shows. Everybody knows who's winning before the shows. There's some payoffs. It's just sneaky activity. Um, and then from what I can gather from my sources, some mainstream neo breeders started showing in Mike Satili's shows and started beating the boy pretty bad. From what I hear, Mike was getting a whooping.
In
Mike,
his own shows.
in his own shows, he was getting a whooping, and he was getting pretty salty from what I can hear. So Mike was like, the heck with this. I'm getting beat at my own shows, and I'm sure he thought he was Mr. Hotshot getting beat at his own shows. That don't look too good. So that's when Mike started going out and purchasing new dogs, bringing in new
So
stock from Italy.
do you think that was because whatever dogs Mike had, he couldn't advance with the line that he had? So it's just, bring in, champion those dogs for the year, sell the dogs, bring in new dogs, sell them again.
That's what I'm thinking. From what I gather, the other people that were showing dogs kind of got their stock right from the hub, and they were just so much farther advanced than Mike. They already had neos for several years, where Mike still kind of had kind of depressa neos, and yeah, he just wasn't there. And it would have took him. I think it would have took him quite a few more years, and he wants to win. Everybody wants to win. If you're going to a show, you want to win. So yeah, he just went straight to forget trying to breed my stuff and get there. I want to go try to pick up the best I can because I want to win.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so that's just establishing that Mike is being in the Neos. Mike knows the Neos. Mike knows the type of Neos. Mike knows the Cana Depressa Southern type. He knows the more established Naples type. So the man knows dogs. He comes from generations of dogmen. He knows his way around dogs. And I'm also convinced, so we're going to bring up another name here that we've all heard before, Sicilian Bronchiero. Sicilian Bronchiero.
You want to bring that up, or do we still want to go into the kind of the other clubs and the other registries, or just want to just skip that? It's not really important to the conversation right now.
I mean, we could bring up the other registries. I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't really touch on what we're going to. I mean,
I don't really think it adds to the point that we're gonna make at the end.
Okay.
So I mean,
okay.
It's up to you, bro. I'm open to anything. I'll
Yeah,
talk.
no, I guess you're right. That really doesn't add any info for where we're going. I guess we'll just leave it there for the Neos. So you want to go jump into the Sicilian Bronchiero stuff?
Yeah, so Sicilian Bronchiero. So Dave, could you just flash a picture of what the source sent us? Just like the old Sicilian Bronchiero?
Yeah. Go.
So I mean these Bronchiero dogs, like, to me they look like mutts. So where I'm from,
there's one. That's not the one. Is that the one you wanted, or is that just one? Can we use that one, or do you want a better one?
We could use that one. I know there's the other one, where it's like the black dog with
I can get that up.
White.
I can get that up.
Yeah.
I don't have the picture.
I'm just gonna give a little rundown of like native breeds, like what they actually are, because this is how I make this make sense in my mind. So where I grew up on an island, and we had just a native mutt around. So those dogs came pointed. Those dogs look like hounds. Those dogs came saddled like German shepherds, but it's still a mutt. So a Sicilian Bronchiero, to me, when I'm like listening to it, it's supposed to be like the Sicilian version of a butcher's dog. It's just a mutt that does a job. I don't think it's a breed of dog. I think it's just a type of dog that has a purpose. So when I'm, from my own life experience, thinking what a native breed is that people just use for whatever duty, yeah, like John says, it's a farm dog. It's a farm
100%.
dog. No rhyme or reason.
100%.
It does some shit, and that's why you keep it. So I mean, the Sicilian Bronchiero, and this is an old photo of what our source sent us, and it's like, this is who's running out to spend thousands of dollars on that shit.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess you could, if you want to, but the Sicilian Bronchiero. So touch on that name over there. I got to go work my dogs. I'll have to play this back later. For sure. We'll see you later, Chuck. Yeah, so these are more Bronchieros. That's what they look like. Just to me, some sort of shepherd crossed to some sort of other mutt. That's all it is. That's all it is to me. I don't believe it's a breed. It's nothing. It's just a native mutt to Sicily that works on a farm that does a job. Sicilian Bronchiero, keep that name in your mind. Cana Depressa, keep that name in your mind. Okay, so dogs. I believe that Mike, on his trips to Italy, saw what a Sicilian Bronchiero is. I am almost convinced that he caught wind of a recovery program about to go down for the Corso type dog. I believe that this man knows dogs so well, he saw a market for a new breed of dog to be brought into the United States. From what I know, Neapolitan Mastiffs are incredibly hard to keep. They are not easy keeps. The whelping is insane. The percentage of litter surviving through is very low unless they get the proper care and the proper keep for them. They are very high maintenance dog. Yep. So that's not for your everyday person. You probably have a specific market that buys those dogs. Well, we've got another comment. I've had the same experience with working dogs in poor farms, villages, etc. Can you pull that up again, David?
Yep.
Live chat. Oh, I got it as well. Okay. The concern is not breeding pure dogs, it's breeding a dog that performs a function the best workers get bred on. 100% agree. Oh, thanks for tuning in again, brother. Like, you left a pretty wicked comment, so thank you before.
Yeah.
Respect, respect. So yeah, function dog bred for a farm. So back to Mike. I believe Mike caught wind of something getting reconstructed. The man, from what I've been told, and this person that we've talked to was very, very good friends with Senior. I mean, he was
Very good friends.
called while Mike was on. You know, he talked to him the day before Mike passed away. Apparently, you know, they were
Yeah,
very
they had a
close together.
very
After you,
close.
David.
Yeah, very close. He from our source, he said that he talked to Mike a day or two before he passed, and they had a very long conversation. I mean, they were good friends. They were around each other with the dogs the whole way through the game.
We're looking kind of nervous today, bud. We're looking kind of nervous today.
He said,
It's the nerves from all week, man. But yeah, so I believe that Mike caught wind of this, and I think, from my belief, what I would do if I was in a position like that, I'm importing Neapolitan Mastiffs. I know how hard the keep is. My market is only, let's say, upper class people, because who in lower class back then is keeping dogs like that? Especially when you can't whelp them properly, you can't have easy litters, you can't do any of that. I think he saw a market for where he can introduce an easier kept large breed dog made with what he already had. And the name is open. The name is, being voiced out in Italy, so why not say it? Mike Sr. first marketed the Corsos as a Bronchiero. Yes, John,
yeah,
he did. He
yep.
marketed them as
And
Sicilian Bronchieros.
from what we gathered, that was only for a good 2 or 3 years. He marketed them as the Sicilian Bronchiera, and then he switched to the name Cane Corso.
Yep. So back on the Sicilian Bronchiera, I believe he saw what those dogs look like. I believe he thought he could make something better because his starting stock of whatever his starting ingredients are pretty damn good. So whatever he makes, of course he's going to be able to sell it. So the do you think we should change the name? Sebastian, we'll save all the comments for like what direction opinions the dog should go in for a little bit later. Let's just try to make it through the meat and potato of the stories.
Yeah,
So
we got a lot of info coming up.
information. Neos are difficult, need wet nurse. So yeah, you need
Right.
other dogs to fucking nurse the Neo pups.
Right. They're very difficult
2 years.
breed. But yeah, back to the Sicilian Bronchiero story, like you were saying, Kareem.
So I was just saying, I believe that Mike saw an opportunity for a new large breed dog to be sold
100%.
in whatever market.
100%.
Like,
I'll touch on that a little bit.
You, brother.
Yeah, everybody wants a Neo type dog back then. Everybody, that's a hot dog. Everybody wants it. It's a cool dog, but they can't handle it, especially breeders that want to breed the dog. I'm told there were some breeders that had Neos that could not produce. They could not keep puppies alive, so they wanted an alternative. And I guarantee you, Mike saw the opportunity to make an alternative.
Yeah, I can see that 100%. Man knows dogs. Man sells dogs. Literally for a living, he sells dogs.
Yeah.
So how do you want to delve into this? I don't even want to go into Italian line dogs. I don't even want to touch that. I don't think it does anything for us. So let's stay on the American trajectory.
Right. Do you want to just go right into the main part of the story?
You guys just want to dive into this shit? Do we just fucking go? Just dive in?
Let's just go in.
Okay, fuck it. So from what we're told, and this is not old information, because the old timers that we've talked to, they all agree to this story. They're all like, that was common knowledge back then. This is nothing new. You're not telling us anything new. You're not asking any new questions. They said it was common knowledge. They said that they asked him specifically, are these dogs mixed? And from what I've heard, is this man he was smooth as silk. He was a salesman through and through. He had that sort of charisma and that sort of ability to just, say what you want. It's silver tongued devil, man. Just good at speaking, good at talking.
100%. So yeah, so from our source, we're just gonna go right into it. From the source, we're told We want to hit that comment from
One
John.
dog a month to make his bills. Hey John,
Yeah.
how much was he? How much was he selling dogs for back then? I know you touched on that in the comments section before. Was it $1,500? Like 1,500 for just your average neo pup? That's all it was, or did they go up from there depending on the lines? Like how what was his sales tactic for when he was selling pups? So everybody in the comments, John Catchin has been around Neos for a very, very long time. This man is a dog man through and through. Shout out to him. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
We'll just kind of wait for his comment back. But Dave, why don't you lead the dance for a bit?
So from our source, personal friends with he hit 1,500. He says
$1,500. Yeah, $1,500 a pop.
Yeah. So again, back to our source, we're told good friends with Mike, knew Mike before 1988. I mean, way before. He knew the man. So from our source, we're told that there was Corsos or Sicilian Bronquieros or whatever you want to call them years before the famous Super 6 litter. Okay.
So the Super 6. Sorry, brother.
Go, no problem. Everybody thinks the Super 6 is their first dogs on the scene. That's wrong. There was Corsos before that. There was Sicilian Bronquiero. What do you want to call it? I'm going to call it Corsos, Sicilian Bronquiero. There was dogs years before the Super 6 ever came onto the scene. That was years later. So do you want to touch on anything on that, Cream, or do you want to go?
You just want to dive into the Super 6? I mean, like, so
or do you want
before Mike was...
Go ahead.
Let's cover the Sicilian Bronquero that Mike was selling before. So before Mike was selling Cane Corsos, he was selling Sicilian Bronqueros. All these dogs in the States were black and brindle pointed dogs. They were all black and brindle pointed dogs. They were breeders back then who were breeding Rottweiler and Doberman for decades, who said that these dogs shared such similar traits and temperaments to their stock that they've been breeding for over 10 years. So if anybody knows that these dogs would have been mixed, they would know, because they have bred Rottweilers for over a decade. They have bred Doberman Pinschers for over a decade. So, you know, there was a specific breeder back then. He, has one of the best lines to date. I mean, that the lines are dead now, but back then his dogs were amazing, in my opinion. He said that they shared such similar traits to Rottweilers. Like, surprised that they weren't related. Yeah,
exactly. He even claimed and said the statement they looked like Rottweilers with cropped ears.
Because they were Rottweilers with cropped ears. You know?
So you just
super. Oh, after you, bro.
So yeah,
we're excited. We just want to open the present.
Yeah. So I mean, you want to touch any more on the Super Sixers? We want to go behind them. What really went down?
No, we're going behind them. So we're all looking at the Super 6 to be like, oh my God, these were the first crosses. No, they weren't. So it was said that Brutus, Mike's show neo, which Mike bought from another channel.
Mike bought from a guy by the name of Frank. I don't have his last name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. Frank from Chicago, a breeder from Chicago who had the DiPonzano's bloodline, who went straight back supposedly to the first dog I own. Yep. That dog, you can go from there, Kareem. You started. I'll let you lead on that.
Male rots are rank driven as our Corso. John, you always coming in with the fire, bro. My man's always coming in with the fucking. When John comments, you drop everything you're doing and you just got fucking hone in.
That's right.
Yeah, but so what they're saying is the Super 6 wasn't the first litter. So the first litter, the F1s of this breed was Brutus to his wife's Rottweiler.
Yep.
To Kathy's Rottweiler. That was your F1.
That was your F1.
And then David, you get to you get to take this one. You get to fucking drop this one.
So, like Kareem just said, F1s Neo Rot. Brutus, Kathy's Rottweiler.
Oh my god, yo, John came in.
John came in with he comes in with the fire. Drop the names. He's got these names in the memory bank.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is the fucking man.
Yeah, so again, we'll go back. F1s, Neo Rottweiler. Then, this is what people are everybody says it was somebody else. Mike goes down the street, we're told. There was a former breeder living in New Jersey. What was his name, Kareem? I forget his name.
Ken Buzzle.
Ken
I'm
Buzzle.
pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Land of Giants.
Land of Giants pit bulls. Mike goes down there and grabs himself a pit. Takes that dog and breeds it to his F1 Neo Rot pit. That drops your F2s.
Bring up the picture. John Craddy had them too. Okay, I guess.
Okay, good point.
Does John, are you saying Craddy had pits as well? Could you bring up the picture now though, David?
What picture? What picture do you want?
The picture of
the Land of the Giants pit.
Beduz's mother. Beduz's mother.
Oh, Beduz's mother.
Yes.
Super 6 mother.
So before we were on a different channel, and David, being my hot-headed friend, got his ass kicked off the channel real fucking quick. So that's the only reason we're doing this, is because, you know, we had some shit to add, and, you know, we're just trying to listen. Just want to put in our little puzzle piece too. But the F1 was Brutus to the female Rottweiler. The F2 was one of those pups crossed to what we're told a black male Land of Giants pit bull. So the Land of Giants line wasn't your... John Catchin says they all knew each other. Yes, John, we were told that as well. They all knew each other. Everybody knows what each other are doing. They all fucking sell dogs together. So Land of Giants pit bulls aren't your your actual American pit bull terrier, small 25, 30, let's say 25 to 45 pound game dog. They're not that. I believe they were a sort of band dog because they were like pushing 110 pounds, maybe 90 to 110 pounds.
And,
they were larger.
And all pits are mutts. You know, they're a working dog that anything kind of goes. You can kind of breed anything into them.
Craddy used the crosses as neo breeds. Cool, man. So that female of the Super 6 litter that we flashed before, that Linda Valentine said was the mother of the Super 6, is 100%. I will stick the fucking flag in the ground, dig the trench around it, and die on this hill. Is this bitch right here?
Agreed. So this is your essentially your F. I guess you could consider an F2 really, because the pit was brought to an F1. This is really an F2. This is Neo Rot pit. And what we're told is all the dogs, I'm going to go back to myself, all the dogs that came pre-1988 were all black and tan pointed. All black and tan pointed. There was no hint of color before 1988. All dogs, black and tan pointed.
So why is it when you cross the Land of Giants line in, you're throwing brindle now? Do you know what I mean? It needed something else. And that, I believe, was the pit blood that they crossed in. John was saying the Land of Giants stock back then was 80 to 100 pounds. Look at that
dog. Look at that dog. You're telling me that dog has to be around, I mean, we're just going off a picture, but
80 pounds, 75, 80 pounds.
Yeah, 100 max. 100 max.
Ask Linda how many breeds she had.
She had many breeds up there.
Did she have like English Mastiff, Rottweiler, Corso?
English Mastiff, Rottweiler, Corso, Neo. And
So all these people back then fucking knew each other. They were all swapping dogs. They all know the bullshit that each other's up to. You know what I'm saying? They all know what's going on. They all are fucking making money selling dogs. Like, think about it. If you don't have to work a 9 to 5 and you're just breeding dogs all the time, selling fucking $1,500 to $3,000 a pop, why not, man? Isn't that living the dream for somebody who wants to be a dog man? So don't get it twisted. All the shit is made up. I really do invite somebody to come and give us a critical argument here, not being emotionally or financially invested in something. And if there's anybody who should be fucking mad about, oh, my line is American and you're just trying to shit on the lines because you're trying to sell import dogs, come show us your fucking pedigree. And we'll we'll stack that shit up side by side and we'll say who has more to lose here.
Not to mention, Kareem, but we have American lines. We probably have some of the highest percentage American lines.
Pure shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
This shit.
Who has?
We love this shit. This is our jam. It's like, and we're saying it's mixed, but that it is what it is. This is what we had. This is what we like. But it just so happens that these dogs are mixed.
Yeah. No. John said she had bull mastiff too. So, like I say, all these guys had different breeds of dogs, but we're kind of getting off the trajectory right now. So we showed you the picture of what, and on the back it says Beduza's mother. That's a Super 6 dog. Beduza is a Super 6 dog. So that is the mother of that dog. So that dog was crossed into, do you remember what we said? Cana depressa. Do we remember those names? That female was crossed into, take it away, David.
Yep. So Mike had those essentially F2s. Yeah, Mike had those F2s, and he took those and took them to a dog by the name of Ritmo, which is a Cana depressa type dog. Neapolitan Mastiff per se, but the Cana depressa type. And I'll bring up a photo. Kareem, if you want to add anything while I bring the photo up.
Okay, so John says, hold on, let me just see what's going on here. John says, ask Gani about the Corso.
If you know, you know.
That's
if you know,
John, you know that. But yeah, so back to that. So that dog was crossed into a Cana depressa type Neo. So that female F2, that brindle pointed rot, so Brutus Rottweiler, and that Land of Giants pit was crossed into this dog over here, Ritmo, which is a Cana depressa type Neo.
Yep. And that's the combination that threw your first seen dogs, the Super 6.
And this source that told us this, he is a well-known, well-established Neo breeder from back in the day. John, could we not say a name but say something towards that? David, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
And the main reason we don't mention names is because we don't want people being called and, nobody wants to answer questions to random
nobody
people
wants to be harassed. So it's just
out of respect. Yeah, so the only reason we're not dropping names is because it's just for their own privacy. They don't want everybody calling them and having them reiterate the same story time and time again.
Nobody wants to be harassed, and everybody wants to call harass people with no. So yeah, that's why we're not dropping names. But yeah, this guy, very prominent in the Neo scene, very prominent in the whole scene back in the day. He handled the Super 6 and saw the Super 6 dogs, and not to mention he handled some of the precursors to the Super 6, some of the F1s and F2s. This man handled and saw in person. And I'm just going to throw this story up that he told me. He was at a show with good old Mikey Boy Senior, and he goes to Mike. He says, "Mike, what's this dog?" Oh, this is my Sicilian, Bronchiero. And this other gentleman says, "Where's it? You have the parents?" And Mike says, "Oh no, that they were old. The 10 years old. The female died." And the other gentleman says, "Well, what about the male?" "Oh no. That dog was 10 years old. That dog died." Our source looks at Mike and says, "Bullshit, Mike." And he said Mike got the biggest grin on his face. And that's a little story.
Yeah, we'll just leave that one there. So yeah, so where are we at right now? I
So
feel like that's
we're a
off my
bit,
chest. I can breathe right
yeah,
now. So that cross into Ritmo is from what we're told by a person who said he also handled it. John, you know who it is. Like we'll just say John,
yeah,
you know who it is.
yeah,
Um
yeah.
he says that's the mix. That was that F1 F2 female, which was, that female crossed into Land of Giants Pitbull, crossed to Ritmo. That's
Correct,
it.
correct.
That's
That's
what
your
drew your
Super
Super
Six.
Six.
That's your Super Six, and then to expand upon that, obviously they were then marketed as, they were
Connie
still
Corso.
marketed as, no, Super Six was still marketed as Sicilian Bronchiero,
Okay.
but then, soon after that, they were marketed as Corsos. But so then they're being sold. Those essentially were on F3s, essentially. Um,
John says Brutus was the sire. So what we were told, and I feel on this one, like I say, I think I gotta stake the hill on this one because I don't want to say the name, but you know who he is, John. He says that it was Brutus to Craddy's Rottweiler, that female pup to a Land of Giants, black male pit bull,
Pitt,
that pup into, so that female pup that we just showed, not a pup, it was a dog at that time, crossed into Ritmo, which gave the Super Six. So I mean that's the one that I'm gonna stand on. Either way, there's Brutus and that Rottweiler in there, but the way that he broke it down, it's one I can't unsee. So I think I got to stick on that one.
yeah. And regardless. I mean, whichever way it was. I mean, even if say Bruce was used again, I mean, it is what it is. We're still talking. We're we're still talking Neo, Rot, and Pit Blood in there.
They all live within 200. Yeah, 100%. They're all swapping shit left, right, and
Yeah, yeah.
center.
So anyway, of course, Super Six litters dropped, and it all makes sense because Linda thought she had a real Sicilian Bronchiero because again, Mike knows how to tell a story. So she wasn't even, I don't even think she was in on it. From what I can gather by talking to Linda Valentine, she believes she had real deal stuff. She believes she whelped the first litter in the country. Obviously, it wasn't true. Um,
It says Ritmo was dead then. I I I don't know the dates on Ritmo, but like I said, I'm gonna believe what this guy told us.
yeah. We're just
I
gonna
don't
have
know
to
if they
we're gonna have
broke.
to die on we're gonna have
Yeah,
to die on our intel, Kareem. We're just gonna have to die on our intel because we're told. Forget what I was just saying. We're told after the Super Six dropped, Mike Satilli was still dropping in. Was he started drop his only outcross was his Neos. He used three different lines of Neos. He used
Bronzino.
Ritmo. This is told by our source, and we have to just die on it. He used Ritmo. He used a tawny nail named Bronzino, and that's when you started getting your colors, your dilutes, and everything popping out. Before that, we're just talking black and tan points, chestnut brindles, black brindles, and then once we got further down the line and we were breeding Super Six offspring together and back and forth, then we started popping some blues. But then the color really came on the scene when he started using this Bronzino dog. Should I pull a picture of that up, Kareem? You want to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
over?
Show him Bronzino, and let's critically analyze this photo of Bronzino right now.
Yeah.
Just before you show that picture, just make sure the other picture is tucked away. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Just make sure that one isn't in view of anything.
Let's
So
analyze this
there's.
picture closely.
Does anybody see anything strange going on here?
Yeah. Do we see
These
anything?
uh, these are Mike's Neos. Real good looking dogs. Awesome looking Neos. Blow the picture up a little bit, please, David. And what do we have in the background? It's a little pointed pup.
Yep, looks like
Little pointed pup.
a little blue pointed pup, and then even the dog behind it. What are we? What what are we seeing there? That ain't a Neo.
So, I mean, just for the sake of critical thinking, everybody, let's not be fooled on this stuff.
Let's not be
And
ignorant
like I
either.
say, this source that we had, he has no reason to lie to us. He's been around the game for a long time. I think established a pretty decent rapport. John, you're friends with this gentleman. Yeah, that's the information he told us, and he was pretty damn adamant about it, about those crosses. So what else do we have, David? So let's go back. So let's just go into, yep, there's Bronzino again. So I believe that this would just be a Neapolitan type for the time. I believe that's not kind of depressive type.
Correct. That's what our source has told that Bronzino was Neapolitan type, Ritmo was kind of depressive type, and both these dogs were put back into the Sicilian Bronchiero, Corso, whatever you want to call it, lines by Mike. This was his two out crosses to bring in other blood to those dogs.
And then the third, so do you remember, everybody remembers Rocco. Everybody was all hyped up on Rocco. Let's show Rocco's littermate brother, Cyclone. So this is Rocco's littermate brother, Cyclone. And I mean, if you don't think that looks like heavy Neo, look at the bone on that dog. Look at the hindquarters. Neapolitans are notorious for weak rear ends. It's kind of straight back there.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we're talking, this dog's mother would have been Sarah, the black brindle Neapolitan Mastiff female, and he calls it Neapolitan Mastiff. Mike has in previous interviews and whatnot. But really, if we're being critical and we look at that dog Sarah, I'm sure I can bring up a quick picture.
Yeah, pull up a picture, Sarah.
That dog was more kind of depressing type. If we're gonna be completely honest, that wasn't she didn't even look like say Bronzino.
Yeah, at all. I also believe that those crosses were intentional. I mean, if I'm thinking if this guy needs to make X amount of money, wants to make X amount of money, he's been in dogs for a long time, he knows what's new, he knows how to get a new breed up and going. So think about if you start a breed and you control the breed, and then you control who you co-sign your breeding stock to. You're just the kingpin. It's like a big pyramid scheme, and you're at the top, and everybody else is coming to you. They're all just coming to you. So he's the big cheese in the game. Another thing I wanted to mention is we all know a very, very popular interview. Bronzino was imported by Gary Travers, yeah. But they swapped dogs. So access to Bronzino, 100%. We know a very popular interview that was done on Mike Jr. And what I realized in a lot of, because I was all night, I was just re-listening to all of Junior's interviews, and the way that Junior talks, he seems like he lets a lot slip off the tongue. So I know Chuck posted that video again, and the original video is on a well-known Neapolitan Mastiff Cane di Presa Cane Corso page. It's a hint to go watch that interview. That interview, Mike Jr. specifically gives the breakdown of how the dogs were bred.
Yeah.
So it's like, no,
just not in the exact sequence. Not in the exact sequence as far as how we just broke it down, but he lets the pieces slip out there, just not in the way that it really happened, per se.
And this dog is Sarah, what I believe the dame to Rocco. So Kokomo to this dog throws Rocco.
And if we go to, I threw it together just so we would have reference.
David, just man the ship for a sec. I drank too much coffee, brother.
All right. threw up a picture of Rocco and the dog Cyclone, just so you can see a side-by-side comparison, same out of the same litter. Definitely two different type dogs. We're talking both have drastically different features. And if we're talking, we have some older pictures from the Satilli yard. Look at this picture and let's really analyze it, and let's not lie to ourselves. Let's analyze this photo. We have a young pup. It looks like a young pup, if we're not mistaken. Pointed.
Okay, yeah, this one.
We're analyzing this photo, Kareem. I mean, let's not lie to ourselves. Take a look at this, and what do we see?
So I see a pointed pup and what looks to be like, look at the ears on the black dog. That looks to me to be a black pit type dog, a pit bull type dog.
Yeah.
So,
look at the ears. Look at the tail.
Look at the little nutsack on it. Like, do you know what I mean? like, are they keeping the dog on their property? I feel like, all of this adds up. It all adds up.
Like I say, another piece of evidence that adds up. Go look at the Super Sigs in the database, the Cane Corso database. Behind Kokomo and all the Super Six dogs, there's 3 generations. Oh, that just happens just to tie up. There's 3 documented generations behind the Super Six. What a coincidence, Kareem! What a coincidence!
No way.
Yeah.
Just
fucking happens.
Another thing that I want to add in is Junior was still breeding dogs for a while after, and compared to even like the big name breeders at the time, Junior was sending out bangers. Like his shit looked really good. And I think it's because he knows the recipe. There were forums, like I've been researching this for years. I remember forums like
we're talking Mike Satilli Jr.
Mike Satilli Jr. I remember forums probably 3 years ago, if not longer, which were Cane Corso forums, and there would be Junior there posting saying, I am the only one who knows the recipe to the American. And I tried to pull these forums up, but they're long shut down, and I don't have the pictures anymore. But those of you who know, and those of you who screenshotted could probably post it in our community. Feel free to, but I know I'm not the only one who screen captured that shit.
Yep.
He was saying that he's the only one who knows the blend and how to blend the American Cane Corso, and everybody else could try, but they're never going to get the same looks that he had. So,
and what else was he saying? I heard. What else were you saying that we heard that he would put out he would offer some advice, some paid advice,
like paid consulting to get your programs going. So, without saying names, there is a program in California and a program in Texas, and I believe, as far as American line dogs go, I think they are crossing shit in, obviously, but as far as consistency and what's getting produced in their program, it's pretty fucking good.
And let's not mention both those programs have a tight relationship with Mr. Mike Satilli Jr.
And I mean, their dogs look fucking good. I think that it's
what colors are they throwing, Kareem? What colors are they consistently throwing in those programs?
The colors of some XL bullies, that's for damn sure.
Ooh, XL bullies.
Pointed dogs on a very consistent basis. But think about it. Land of Giants pit bull blood from back in the day. What would be the equivalent now, which is a popular breed? Your XL bully or your standard bully. And these dogs are coming out with fucking blue eyes, some of them.
Come on.
You telling me like it's all there.
Make the connection.
Components.
Make the components.
Rottweiler, Neo, pit blood. The reason why I believe is nobody gets close to what the Super Six looks like is because of the quality of blood that was used by Mike Satilli Sr. Because his quality of stock used to create these dogs, I believe, was very high. So you're
and
not
very
just gonna go
old.
grab a Rottweiler from down the street and grab your neighborhood bully and then toss that to like the shitty Neo up the street. Like it's not gonna blend as well. This man is a dog man. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to mix the dogs correctly. That is why they came out looking so goddamn good. That's it.
And
That's
not
it.
to mention, not to mention, let's bring up some other points. The different breeders that got their hands on the first Super Six dogs. I'm throwing names because we're talking about tradition of the first breed. Linda Sanino, Linda Valentine. We'll throw this as a later breed. This wasn't an original breed, but very Leroy Maya. Okay, but let's start with Linda Sanino. Linda Sanino had Super Six dogs. That's all she had. So she started crossing. We're talking brother sister. We're talking some half brother sister. And why is it that her line was a smaller boned line, a hotter temperature as far as temperament goes? Why is that, Kareem? Maybe because there's pit and rot, and when you keep inbreeding and line breeding brother and sister, and there's no new neo blood added. Oh, we're gonna start pulling traits of rot and pit.
And you
Makes
got
no
some
sense.
hot dogs.
And you got hot dogs, and then not to mention if we're looking at other programs like Mike's program, the dogs that he started throwing after the Super Six looked nothing like Linda Stanino's line that she had going, because guess who was dropping in fresh neo blood? Mike Senior. Let's really connect the dots and look at these old lines and look at what was being thrown. Leroy Maya, probably one of the best bloodlines of the time.
Shout out, Leroy Mia, best fucking to this day. My personal fucking favorite. That man was a fucking G in the shit
Yeah.
that he made. He has the best fucking dogs, hands down.
Most consistent.
Shout out, Leroy
And
Mia.
his blend
Amazing.
was on point. He took Malakia dogs and some Valentine dogs, which is let's think about it, are mostly just brother sister, half brother sister matings. So we're containing more pit and more rot blood essentially. So a little bit finer bone dog, a little bit more refined dog, typey dog. Then he would get Belmonte blood. Okay, Belmonte had all the ingredients. He worked with Mike closely. He had the heavier neo influenced dogs. So Maya would take the heavy neo influenced dogs and the heavy rot pit influenced dogs and blend those two. And look at some of his old dogs. Should we drop some pictures of his old dogs, Kareem?
Yeah, give him some old Mia pictures. His dogs to this day, most consistent, best looking dogs. And we heard a story from back in the day that Leroy had a dog that he got from, I believe, Linda Valentine. And he said, it's like, damn. He's like, this dog was highly dog aggressive, and he's like, man, this thing just has the temperament of a pit bull.
Yeah,
Like
very, very, very.
that level of dog aggression. And
Yep.
anybody who's been around game dogs knows what that level of dog aggression is. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, man, like what's going on here?
Yeah, this
What the
dog
fuck's
was
going on, man?
this dog was given to Leroy Maya, I'm told, by Linda Sanino. And he tried to give that dog away, I think, a couple times, but it kept coming back to him.
There are 5 breeds you can cross into any dog and improve it. John, drop some knowledge on us, brother. Mr. Catchin, bless us. Bless us with the knowledge. We're but young men following the shoes of giants. Give us the knowledge.
we got pictures of 3 famous Mia dogs. I mean, look at the consistency of the 2 dogs up front. We got a bitch dog and
awesome.
a male dog. I know this dog on the right was Kena or Kenya. I don't know how you said her, but I know that dog personally. Look, we got a male dog and a bitch dog. Look, damn near looks like the same dog.
Look at the dog in the background. Like, look at the dog in the background. Look how good that fucking dog came out. Like, come on, man. Come on.
He was
Neil,
he was
Pointer,
ahead of his time.
Greyhounds, Bull Terrier, American Pit Bull Terrier. I'm screenshotting that for later, John. You watch the band dog I make, fucking do that shit. Yeah, like, come on, man. His shit just looks fucking great.
Luca Brasi,
And
son.
and before this guy, this guy has been, he's a dog breeder true through and through. We're told he bred various breeds of dogs to high degrees, very good quality dogs for a very long time. So, it's not like this guy's going and getting garbage and tossing it together. He knew what he was doing. All his
Yeah,
dogs came out banger.
yeah. Look at this dog, Cream. What
All
are we
banger
seeing? What are we
dogs.
seeing this? What are we seeing this dog? Analyze this for me.
Dude, that's 100% Connie Corso. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
100. No, I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding, bro. Let's leave that one up to the viewers. Like, what do you guys like? You guys really need to go sometimes to the database and just get lost in the sauce. Just lose yourself in a line.
Yeah,
Lose yourself in a line. Go back
look at
all
this.
the
Look at this
generations.
dog. Look at this dog. This dog. It says Brasi, Belladonna. Go look at those dogs in the line. Look where they came from. This dog was a heavy inbred dog. This is like, and this is not fresh Neo dropped in. This is like pure Sanino and Valentine. We're talking again. A lot of brother sister, half brother sister crosses. Look at the phenotype on this dog. Do you see heavy Neo? No, I see heavy Rock, and I see some Pit. Come on.
It's right there, man. It's right there
in front of you.
I want to jump. I want to jump back to Junior as well. Best dog book you can buy. Owner's little black book. My grandfather had that book, and when I went down, it was gone. But I've been looking for it. I'm very familiar with that book, Mr. Ketchin. But going back to Mike Jr. for a bit, there's a reason that those kennels that are close to Junior have such successful programs. It doesn't matter whatever direction they go in, but their programs are pretty goddamn consistent because their blend, they know the blend, and they probably got told how to mix it correctly. Could we pull up a picture of one of Junior's dogs? We'll teach you everything, California Jack. Can we pull up that picture of Junior's dog? So this is a dog that Junior bred. I'm just saying this looks better than most programs' best stud. To me, that is like a pretty damn, if you want to call it an American Broncara, Sicilian Broncara, the dog looks fucking great.
And what we're talking 2018.
What's in the background though?
What's in the background? What's in that?
What's in the background
dog?
though? What's in the background though?
Oh, it can only be so many breeds.
This is one of Junior's pictures, by the way. Like, if you fucking scroll up, you see his name on it. Like, this is one of his dogs. But the man knows how to fucking breed dogs, man. He knows the mix. He knows the sauce. He knows how to bake the fucking cake. That's what it is. Like I say, we have no fucking dog in the box. We don't give a shit. It's a hobby program. We have fun with it. But we just happen to have very, very, very pure American blood because where did Corso start from?
Where did Corso start from?
Tri-state fucking area. So of course they're, fucking put it together, man.
Yeah, connect that. We can't give you guys everything. We can't give you every secret. You got to use your brain a little bit. Connect some dots there.
But like I say, no dog in the box. Nobody cares. But I believe that the fucking lies are like too much now. It's like, it's so crazy. Like, you see programs coming out and this word traditional is getting tossed out left, right, and center just because the dog has similar traits to like some ancient Molliser breed that fucking is not in these dogs, but people wholeheartly believe it. Yeah, I believed in Santa Claus once. Yeah, I fucking grew up, man. Like, it's just like the lies have to stop. And dude, who cares? They're great fucking band dogs. But the thing is if you're breeding the American Lions, stick true to the American Lions. Fucking at one point, the name's going to have to change because the basis of the dogs from American stock and Italian stock are totally different. From what we're told, Italian stock is Neapolitan Mastiff. They are Corso, and you guys are on the right course. Breed Euro. Shout out John Catchin. Yeah, and Corso's a type. Corso's a type of dog. Yep. Fucking type, bro. It's not a breed. It's a type. A type of dog that does fucking fuck. Ah.
Hit him with the Italian
I
blend, like
lost
you were
it.
just saying. Hit him with the
Oh yeah,
Italian blend.
Italian blend, Neapolitan Mastiff, Sicilian Bronchero, so a fucking mutt, and Boxer. That's your base for the Italian dogs. The American dogs, Pitbull, Rottweiler, Neo. So take the American base. That like if you have that shit line bred already, keep fucking working with that. Like, you know, it's already fucking set. So you have a good ingredient. So keep using that, but quit crossing shit into it. Quit crossing shit into it. David, do you have pictures of Kareem's dogs? I want to see them. My dogs are with David dogs.
Kareem
I
doesn't
can't
show
get
his
across
dogs.
the border. What's that, David?
I said Kareem doesn't show his dogs. We stay private. We don't need to show
Yeah.
off.
But like I'm saying, man, like dude, I forgot where I was. Yeah, no, this shit is under wraps until we're
Did I see a little emoji from John Ketchin down there?
No, John Catch, did you just throw a hundred emoji? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. No, this shit is under wraps until we're like 4 or 5 generations in. There is no showing fuck it. Like we don't sell dogs to the fucking public. These dogs go to pet homes. And the shit we keep, we keep. We don't try to fucking puppy peddle. We keep our shit. And when we're 5 generations in, we'll drop the fucking banger on you. But right now, we're still working, man. We're still working. You know, everybody has their outcross to outcross. They're like, yo, this litter's so fire, bro. Like, it's not, man. It's an outcross to an outcross. But when our shit comes out, after our line bred shit comes out, drop the banger on you guys. But that takes time, and that is not going to get shown till it is done. I have nothing to gain from this, and that's how I roll, man. I keep my life very private.
We're not trying to make money like some people.
Yeah. That's why you guys can't find me on social media. I don't have it. I hate the fact that I have to do this fucking podcast with David, but his dumbass got kicked off another channel. So here I fucking am.
Another channel.
Here I fucking am, man.
They didn't want to
let's get back to the dogs, though. Let's dial back into the dogs. What do you want to touch on right now, David?
I don't know. I'm kind of lost at the moment. You want to keep me straight now? Kareem, I was 2 seconds there. I was about to get heated.
If I was to get into Corso, I would get Russian dogs crossed with American Corsi. That's cool. So those com block dogs, right? Is that because you believe that they're still kept like dogs over there? I know the Russian dogs are heavy bull mastiff influence, but how would you? So my question, John, is how would you blend that heavy like Russian bull mastiff shit to the American dogs and get some sort of a consistent look out of that? Just out of curiosity, I'm just asking for, just curiosity purposes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, back to these American dogs. We gave you the sauce, and the thing is all the old timers we talk to, they tell us the same thing. Everybody knew they were mixes, so I don't know why now it's like, oh, these dogs aren't mixed. Like, dude, all these old guys know they're not even in the breeds anymore. They all had Neos back in the day. Most of these guys bred rot. After Belmonte, all those kennels coming after that, bro, 100% they cross shit in. One kennel for sure, heavy fucking Borbal. Open your eyes, look at their dogs, and fucking tell me those dogs aren't Borbal crosses. The other famous one, they were tossing so much Rottweiler in that bitch, you might as well fucking call it a Rottweiler. Type on type first, then line and inbred.
Makes sense.
John, if I get any more dogs, John, my fucking old lady might murder me. I'm treading a thin line right now, but that's pretty cool. John, to you, what is the preference with the Russian bred dogs? And everybody in the comments, John Katchin, old school dog, man. This guy has the knowledge, man. Like I say, I'm very confident and comfortable in my knowledge of breeding and dogs, but you also got to show some respect to the old guys who fucking kick down some knowledge to you because we don't know everything. So stay humble. That's how I like to keep it. But then there are people who come at you with bullshit and you just tell them fuck off. Like, don't waste my time. Yeah. David knows all about that. David's the one who publicly gives out his phone number.
That's right. I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. You guys can call, but listen.
I see, John. I understand.
Dogs, still forgot. Still thought. Makes sense. Yeah, I'll give out my phone number, talk to anybody, but listen, if you guys are gonna call me up, I'm just gonna throw this out there on the pod. If you guys are gonna call me up, come with some knowledge, come with some info. I work a full-time job. I run a farm. I manage all kinds of livestock, breed and manage all kinds of livestock. I ain't got time to be talking with Joe Blow about nonsense. Just
I don't
dropping that.
exist, so nobody ever call me.
Kareem doesn't
I don't
exist.
exist. I'm not real. I don't exist. But yeah, like I said, man, these dogs, American history, totally fake. And I do invite, and I'm not trying to debate with anybody, but I know there's always other enthusiasts who post videos disputing facts. Please come with a proper argument to dismiss this common knowledge of the old breeders of this dog. Please, I invite anybody, because the story has gone on for too long. And the bottom line is, all these romanticized stories are to sell puppies to the fucking general public.
100%, John. 100%.
Yo, John, Dave is a bird man before anything. He's a fucking bird man. Like,
That's right. That's right.
This is the bird guy.
If you know, you know. John's dropping game foul knowledge. I like this guy. This guy must be in my realm.
That's hilarious. But yeah, all these guys breed fucking dogs to sell, and they have to give you a story for you to buy their dogs. You guys need to understand that. So all these stories that you get and all these, oh, I have the best bloodlines, they're just trying to sell you a fucking puppy. You understand that? So keep that shit in your fucking head, man. Like,
shout out
people
John
are just
Ketchum.
you. John
Ketchum's the shit, man.
Yo, John, one day can you please hop on here? I know it's not a fancy podcast. We keep it fucking hillbilly chic. There's no fucking fancy shit going on here, but just to fucking have you talk about Neos or some shit, it would be fucking super dope, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, just one day, bless us with your knowledge. But yeah, all the shit where guys are giving you all these stories, it's to sell puppies. And these people who are saying that, oh no, these stories are wrong and they don't know anything, they probably get kicked back from puppy sales, a little commission on the side. You sell a pup for me, here's $200.
Yeah, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Shit's all for money, man. Most cannot control a real dog. Yeah, that's
let's talk about that.
Fucking 100% true.
Let's talk
your
about
ass nearly got fucking nailed like a week ago.
I mean, come on, these little inner city little boys who live in townhouses, in a fucking roundabout community. They want these hot dogs. What are you doing with a hot dog like that in a fucking cul-de-sac community that you live in your little townhouse? Yeah. Let's just say my dogs. I live on a 10-acre farm out in the middle of nowhere. My dogs don't go nowhere. If I can't walk my dog down the street, he'll nail somebody's ass. Like Kareem said, I almost got my ass nailed a couple weeks ago. One of my own dogs almost turned on my ass and nailed me.
Yeah. I mean, everybody. John says no pup is worth more than $1,500. I 100% agree. It's a 100%. Fucking puppy. It's not a dog. It's a fucking puppy. And when people start getting to me like $3,500 for some motherfucker told me they wanted $10,000 for a pup.
Smoking dope.
When I was in contact with him, and I was like, $10,000, sir. Excuse me, like $10,000? I could buy 10 for a puppy, $10,000. You know how fucking crazy that is? How do you guys have that much money to fucking spend on pups? How does that make any fucking sense? It's not a dog. It's not even developed. It's the biggest gamble of your fucking life. 10 fucking grand. And then the dog grows up and it ain't worth shit and you're gonna breed it anyway because you fucking spent $10,000 on it.
Preach, Kareem.
It's the fucking story of everything, man. Bro, it's fucking true, man. And then all these dumb motherfuckers get in. They spend money on these fucking worthless fucking dogs. But the fact that they fed them, they think that they're worth breeding. And they're fucking not. They're fucking not, man. And then now all the whole
Oh.
market is out of fucking whack because everybody's trying to fucking make up a story why their dogs are better than this person's fucking dog. And all the dogs are fucking mixed. You guys are spending fucking over $5,000 on fucking band dogs. And not even good bred band dogs. You can fucking go to a proper working kennel who fucking has better band dogs for like fucking $1,500 to $2,000 for fucking proven working parents. That's how fucking crazy this shit is. Is money that fucking disposable these days? Like, I'm just ranting, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Fuck it.
Like,
It's preach.
I don't fucking understand it, man. It's so crazy to me. It's so crazy. And then everybody wants these fucking hard, fucking mean dogs, and it's the first dog that they've ever fucking had. Most of the fucking dogs that get bred, they go to fucking farms around the area. They don't fucking go to suburban homes because suburban people can't fucking handle these dogs. It's a fucking liability. Understand that. Higher the price, lower the working ability. 100%, John. It's a fucking fashion show, bro. Don't even get me started on these guys who fucking breed dogs and wear skinny jeans. Like, I'm not even going down that route, bro. I'm not fucking going down that route, bro. How are you gonna be like a hard dog breeder and wear like skinny jeans and designer? Like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? Like, the two don't go together. Go out to Target and buy a brand new fucking flannel shirt. Act like you're doing working man shit when really the tag's still in the shirt, but you're just trying to look country. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Kareem's going in.
Yeah, I don't even care anymore.
Kareem's going in on you guys.
Care. I don't even care, bro. I'm nobody. I'm fucking nobody. So I really don't care because I will never sell you a dog. It doesn't fucking matter to me. Fucking, they go to pet homes. Doesn't matter. It's just how I feel. It's how I feel. David, back to you, brother. Let's see them try and train. Oh my God. Yo, John, in this climate of society, who is training Kohler? They'll have some. No, wait. I can't say anything because I live. We're not going to say where I live, but I need to keep my mouth shut. We might get doxxed. We might have people by our house. I need to choose my words carefully while we're on this platform. If we're all just talking dogs is like hanging out, fucking drinking whiskey with each other, that's one thing. But on the internet, we must be careful. Yeah. Let's see who's trying to. Hi, brother. Me. That's funny. John, I know. It's because you're a fucking savage, man. Like, you don't give a shit. But yeah, you can't train Cola these days. These people are too soft. They're going to say you're abusing your dog. But you have a fucking hard dog. You should probably put some Kohler method in there. Even e-collars. People have their asses tied over e-collars and prong collars. They have asses tied over fucking having your dogs on a tie out.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I grew up in Trinidad. I've seen some shit with dogs, man, that fucking makes sense. Seems a little bit harsh, but you kind of have to do it when your dogs are that fucking hard. Like, you can't get around it. The snowflakes can kiss my ass.
Yo, John's a fucking menace. John's a menace to society.
Yo, we need to get John on here one fucking day, bro. I don't care how. We don't even have to talk about Corso. We just need John on the fucking live, just ramble about some shit, rambling on with Mr. Catchin, fucking be the dopest shit ever. We don't do this for views. We do it for fucking hanging out with the boys. That's why we're here. Yo, you got anything to add in, David? What do you got for the Corsos? We had all this shit to talk about, and then we just start hanging out, and who fucking cares?
Yeah, I mean, we dropped the shit that everybody wanted to hear. I mean, I don't know where you want to take it from here. I mean, I think after this podcast, I think a lot of people after they watch this, I think we see the dogs drastically change in the next few years.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have the sauce now, and I honestly believe some breeders already know what the ingredients are. But instead of crossing Borbal and stop fucking crossing Central Asian into your dogs because it fucking shows so much. Like, how the fuck are you going to cross Central Asian in and think that nobody's fucking seeing the Central Asian? That's the fucking wildest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like,
yeah, let's be fucking honest. It
doesn't make sense.
Look at the dog. If we're gonna mix breeds in, and I don't give a fuck about this fucking ICCF, all these registries don't mean shit. If you want to make these dogs look like the old school dogs, if that's really what you want, cross in the shit that was already crossed in. You know,
Neapolitan Mastiff,
Neapolitan Mastiff,
Rottweiler,
Rottweiler, Pitbull.
Pitbull. Don't you fucking dare try to sell those dogs as Corso, though. Don't be a piece of shit and lie about your program.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, think of a fucking different name. Say you're selling your F1, say you're selling your F2s. Don't be a fucking loser, man. Like, integrity. Don't talk Borble. I know. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, don't, like, if you're making band dogs, just say you're making band dogs. But, like, what I believe is lost in breeding now is fucking integrity. Because there's no integrity in lying. Lying for money, that's pretty fucking low, man. So no need to do that. Don't lose your integrity. If you're making F1s and you want to do whatever, cow is a designer breed. I could see that. I could see that. I think a lot of these breeds are fucking turning into designer breeds. Like, I think
anything
wants
that's mainstream is a designer breed. Anything that's mainstream and gets taken to a show ring is a fucking designer breed.
Like, think about this. Imagine if you had, like, if I were to do the F1 from scratch program with working dogs, probably I'll do that in my fucking 50s because fuck if I have time right now. But if I were to do that, working line Rottweiler, maybe if I was to use a pit line, maybe like if you're gonna go off the old blend that they had to try to almost get a similar look, maybe like some Eli for the
John
for the
says,
pit blood.
Go ahead. We'll touch that. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, probably some like Eli for the pit line and some like good quality. But I mean, the working Neo is mixed with some other shit now too. If you're making a working Neo, I think you had to cross some pit blood and some other shit into it too. So I don't know. I think the blood for those dogs are gone unless you have the pure strain of American blood. I don't think you could really recreate like that. They won't look the same.
No.
And
I want to touch on that comment because I like that comment.
What did John
say? He said our Saint Bernards and Great Danes. I'm guessing he's saying our Saint Bernards and Great Danes designer breed. 100%, John. I mean, my personal opinion: any breed that is taken to a show ring these days and promoted in a show ring is a designer breed. The only breeds that are not designer breeds, I think probably 90% of the breeds in America are designer breeds. The only breeds that are not are the original dogs in certain areas, like say like Kangles that are working in the fucking mountains that are still hurting animals and watching over animals out there. Those are probably the only dogs that's not a designer breed. Everything else is,
but they don't. Those
crossed, and
you can use pit once you get a small. You can use pit once. He says you get a small dog size drops.
Right,
I could see that.
Right. I mean, the only other thing I could see is something like if people couldn't find the pit that they wanted, you'd have to use something like who's the band dog guy from
American Sentinel?
American Sentinel, something like that. I mean, it's already working pit
he's heavy pit blood too. He's
right,
got
and with mixed with some kind of a Mastiff.
Yeah, I mean, because he uses heavy pit blood, but
I was just looking at his dogs. I mean, his dogs don't look bad. If you wanted to use something like that,
bro,
I could see that working.
Man.
I could see that
his
working.
Dogs are sick. Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to look at somebody with some knowledge of breeding dogs, go watch that guy. I think he truly understands breeding on a different level.
100%, man. That dude kills it, and he drops the videos on fucking how to breed dogs properly. Like,
and he ain't all these guys.
Yeah, no, he's hard, bro. Stay hard, David Goggins shit, boys.
David Goggins.
David Goggins shit, boys. Stay hard. Yeah, but all these people, they like literally just start their own fucking random lines of dogs. They breed some shit in, mash it up, and it's like, oh, now we have this breed of dog and certified family protection. You'll get the fuck out of here, man. What work does your shit actually do? Swinford band dogs.
Yep.
I heard he used to sell his shit as Swinford band dogs before, and then he changed it to something else in American Sentinel K9. I think he bought the name. Or fucking however you copyright the name Swinford and did some shit like that for the dogs. But
interesting.
A little bit of there, a little bit of fucking nothing, man. David, we're just ranting on now. Do you just want to talk on the phone and shut her down, or what are we doing?
I don't know.
Unless we're hanging out with John, it's whatever to me, bro.
You want to touch on a couple pictures for the hell of it before we end her? I don't
Yeah,
know.
fuck it. Yeah, reel me back
We
in.
got,
Just make
we got
sure
a
that
couple
one picture's
pictures.
put away.
That picture's gone, Kareem.
Oh, okay, cool.
That
Like I'm
picture's
just saying,
gone.
Junior's dogs. Junior's dogs. What's in the background? Some Rottweiler.
Yeah, come on. Let's look at fucking this dog. This dog isn't shown much, and I just want to fucking shit. I want to fucking.
Is
I
that
want to go
Bubba?
in. I'm not fucking sure. I'm not sure what dog it is, 100%.
John
I mean,
says Felas are the only real dog in the show ring. I did a little
I
research into
think
Fila.
John. I know, but John, don't you think they're getting fucking
Bred
molested
down with
somewhere these
Bloodhound.
days?
Yeah, like with all that Bloodhound blood and shit. Like,
I see too many again. I see too many guys in skinny jeans now over in Brazil promoting these dogs, and let me tell you, they ain't dog men.
bro,
But
the
anyway,
funniest thing is when you see those guys holding on to the dogs and the dogs are pulling them. I'm like, bro, you don't even have enough strength in your arm to hold that leash. What are
no,
you doing?
no.
And it makes it look like the fucking dog is just dragging him through the mud, but then you realize that man weighs like 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, and
So,
he couldn't curl a 5 pound dumbbell.
like, I just don't understand, man. Shit is crazy. Swinford was before EL.
But this dog, I want to touch on this dog because I saw something in this dog that I don't think too many people comprehend. Look at the
Okay.
underline of this dog, Kareem. You see something that is only seen in a certain breed underneath that dog's underline. See, I want to see if you can connect it. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
Yeah, blow it
what's
up
on
for me.
What's on that underline?
That hanging skin that comes from Neos? Is that what you're telling me? What am I
Oh, is that what we're
looking at
talking
here?
about? Is that a trait that we only see in Neos?
No.
No, not that dog.
But
Come
their
on.
cousin, no. But they're the same dog, bro. They're just
Same dog.
fucking get out of here, man.
This is related
Yeah,
to a Central Asian.
dude, okay. That bullshit needs to
So
go.
why? In Mexico, they are running. All right, it's good to know.
In Mexico, yeah. Shout out Sebastian. What do we got? What other pictures do we got? But could you pull up Cyclone one more time? Just so
Yeah.
people fucking understand this. That is Rocco's littermate brother. Let that sink into your head. That is not a authentic Cane Corso from Italy, got from the old lines off a fucking farm, bro. That is fresh fucking Neo blood shot into that dog. Like, just fucking. Let's be big boys here. Big boys and big girls. Let's not fucking believe stories anymore. Stop getting your money taken from you because you want to buy into a story.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah,
I'm
let's
not.
be honest.
I fucking love the American Line dogs. Those are my favorite fucking type of Cane Corso. Jacobo! Yo, where did the
Oh,
man come from? What's
came
up,
out of left
bro?
field. That's a Neo.
And
No,
Jake just fucking hops out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, like the dogs are fucking Neo crosses. Neo Rot Pitbull. Fucking prove me wrong.
yeah, let's look at
And
that.
like I
Let's look at
said, some
that.
of these.
That ad
After you, bro?
that you found. Kareem dug this ad up. This is champion Rocco at 8 years old. Sure, not many people have
What
seen it.
What does Rocco look like to you?
Oh, I
What
don't
does
know.
Rocco's body look like to you?
Head looks like a rot with cropped ears.
That's a working Neo, right? Right. I think John's talking about Cyclone
Okay,
working Neo. Because I
come
see
on.
on Rocco, I think the body's pretty rotte.
Yeah, come on. It's like use your head here. What
What
else you
else do we
want
got
to?
going on?
I don't know. What do you want to dig into,
Oh,
or you want to?
show that picture of the fucking Rottweiler that we found. I mean, you want to cross some shit into fucking Neapolitan Mastiff? Hell, boy. Like, look at that fucking Roddy. Come on, boys.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I've
don't
seen a
know
lot
the
of
word.
Corsos look like that.
100%, man. You crop the ears on that thing. You call that a Corso.
Yeah, that's a pointy
Like,
Corso.
and for the sake of argument, when people are showing pictures of Rottweilers and saying, how is this modern Rottweiler cross into a Corso? It wasn't modern Rottweiler cross into Corso. It was
No.
show quality old Rot. David has all of the exclusive pictures. Never seen that picture of Rocco at 8 years old. We got all the things, boys. We got
Yeah,
all
we
the
got.
things.
Let
We got all
be
the
cocky a
things.
little bit. Let me throw a little cockiness out there. We got pictures stacked, boys.
Pictures that aren't coming out either. There's some shit that's just under wraps. Like that's just
we got
holding on.
stuff that we're keeping behind closed doors.
Shit, maybe when I learn how to read, I might write a book, bro.
Oh.
Shit. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Show him some of those old. Yo, Jacobo, did you see that old picture of Bronzino with the pointed pup behind it? Did you just join in or have you been here for a while?
Should we bring it up just for the hell of it?
Tiso crossed with raw eyes and is needs to improve structure. Mmm. Catching with all the facts, man.
He just joined in.
Oh, bro, we're not. So, yo, Jacob, bro, we're not going over all this shit right now. You could just rewatch the video. But when we start our argument, no, that's too much shit, bro. It's already hour and 30 minutes in. I gotta go train soon. Bronzino, look at this little pointed puppy. You Pugweilers? Yeah, the fucking Pugweilers. Somebody's posting up saying how could these dogs be crossed in, and they're showing me Pugweilers, and I'm like, dude, what is all this selective picture choosing? Like, and what's in the background, Jacob? What's in the background? A pointed pup. What is that? A Neo. Come on, boys. Let's put it together.
Connect.
I think we started some people's yo, you're gonna see people dropping F1s and F2s, literally using the mix and trying to be like, yo, man, this is 100% Corso.
Oh, 100%.
Guys, if you do that for your program, don't be a piece of shit and lie about it. Like, don't be that sort of person. You understand karma comes back to you. Don't be that kind of person. If you're making your F1s and making your band dogs, say they're fucking band dogs. Don't be a pile of shit. Like, you know, be a stand-up man. Just say what you're doing. People like band dogs. It's all good. Is that dog pointed? The one on the hind legs?
Yeah, I think that was Tonka.
Mia, the best
Tonka.
fucking dogs, man. Mia
Tonka
had the best
was a blue
dogs.
pointed dog.
Dude, fucking killer, man. His dogs were so good.
Yep, they were on another level. Man knew how to breed. That's what happens. That's what happens when you understand basic breeding techniques, and you don't cross shit to other shit.
Line breed, inbreed. Line breed, inbreed.
Come on. All right, Kareem.
John,
I think the pictures are. Yep. We're done with the pictures. We're just bullshitting at this point.
We're just talking shit. John, is there any way we could reach out to you, brother? Is there any way we can ever just have some conversation with you? There's so much I want to pick your brain about, but it is very hard to do it on a live, just having you type back. But like I said, a lot of the information we got for sources is I believe somebody that you're very close with. Yeah, we're just, you know what I say, we got no dog in the box, but I like hearing about a lot of these starting stories and getting to the bottom of it.
Yeah. And I don't know, Kareem, what do you want? Should we expand upon what we're gonna our future endeavors or future videos? I mean, I think our little American County Corso history lives are. I think we just about ended those. I think we just broke it down.
I mean, I planted the flag and I'll die on the hill at this point. Got to go to work. Reach out for sure, John. For sure. Yeah, like I said, I think the American Connie Corso history, like, I'll die on the hill now. That's where I put the flag. Not budging. A lot of people like to talk shit and be like, oh, you're wrong, but just fucking literally prove me wrong with like critical thinking, some evidence and some other shit. You know, we're keeping some shit in our back pocket, but I think the information that we give shows enough to where you can connect the fucking dots yourself. But yeah, this is where I plant the flag, dig the boot heels in, and dig the trench. Here's where I'm at.
I'm with you.
I'm not moving from there. All right, cool. That's what I'm saying. But in the future, like, I don't know. With the knowledge now, I believe that they are two different breeds. I don't think they should be categorized the same, but I think that the lines are so interbred now with like import and American that it's sticky. It's sticky now. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
As far as content, like the only reason we made this is because we got kicked off another channel.
Yeah,
and David got super pissed off.
Cream, are you gonna allow me to go in? Because I'm pretty salty about how this started out in the
Bro,
beginning. I'm sure
fucking
you.
live your best life, man. Go do
Oh,
what you got to
thank
do.
God. Where the fuck's Chuck at? He was supposed to. He
Bro,
wanted to
Chuck,
be in this.
Chuck left already.
Yeah, he wanted to be in this pod. He wants to kick me. He wants to kick me off his shit, and act like he has all the knowledge and showboat around. And come on, where was he? I thought he was supposed to kick it with us here and go over this
No,
with his with
he said
all his
he's gonna go
knowledge.
work his dogs. But
Nah,
what
yeah, I'm
happened
gonna
is
go. I'm gonna
we
go
lost.
work my. I'm gonna go work my lawn chair. I'll be right back.
We went on one of his lives to do with to deal with his American history of the Conning Corso, and we had some stuff to add in. Well, I think everybody could already see that David's a fucking hothead and didn't agree with some points. And before David could get his fucking points across, he got his ass booted out of the room.
Fucking
He got his
kick my old
he got
Dutchman ass right out.
yeah. Fucking David got his ass booted out of the room, calls me fucking pissed off. I fucking hop on the channel, try to smooth it over. And then literally the next week, David's like, fuck that, we're making a podcast. My man goes on MS Paint, makes a fucking logo.
Right, we gotta do this shit.
Yo, now here we are. Now here we are just hanging out with the boys and talking dogs. But, maybe we could make like a group for people who are like literally, like we fuck with the American lines. Heavy. We believe the American lines are mixed. Who fucking cares? Like, that's what the base is. But like for other like-minded people who have that same program going on, maybe we could form a little community and just keep that old school shit going. But no bullshit, no lies. Don't come in here being like, oh, I got this authentic. Get the fuck out of here, man. Let the pedigree do the talking, even though most of the papers are fucking hung. But I mean, that's where I'm at, David. Where are you at?
The same. I'm in the same. I'm in the same place. I think eventually, a few years down the line, we need to change the name and even create a new registry. But which I think I'm pretty heavily invested in probably doing that. I'm sure Kareem is as well.
Yeah,
I think that's what we need to do: change the name, start a new registry, and label this something else. And we have
because
me.
the dogs are different. They're not the
The
same
dogs are
dogs,
different.
but
No, 100% different. But I think we can agree on the original blend, and we can continue with the solid line of American stuff that we have now, American Corsos,
100%.
and we can cross back into some other shit and allow it within the breed name and the other registry, and maybe make something
And
like
have
the
some,
American Sentinel where you have to prove
yeah,
your shit works. You got to prove your shit
yeah,
before you can
need
breed it.
proven working stock. Proven
Yeah.
working stock. Not any of this like my dog looks tough and it will bite you, but really your dog is hanging out with strangers. Mastino Americano. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I think maybe David will make a group. I know Sebastian chills all the time, and I know Jacob hangs all the time. So, start the group small. People join, man. You build it and they shall come. That's what it is. But yeah, 100%. We keep fucking with the dogs. I know there are other people who fuck with the dogs like that too. Let's do our own little thing. Not right now. We're still fucking getting our generations going, but have a real rule standard. The Satilli standard is pretty sick. I'm sticking with it. No hate to that guy. Like he did what he did, but he produced fucking consistent, great looking dogs. So the Italian, and don't get this fucked up. The Italian, we don't even talk about their shit because their shit is fucked. Like their shit is fucked up. We don't even have to talk about that shit. Their lines are fucked. So we don't even go down that route. Like fuck their shit. You can hold a name too. Keep the fucking, bro. Keep that shit. Cane Corso. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's my Cane Corso. Like, bro, fuck that. I kind of like American Bronchero. That dog, that name sounds fucking greasy.
Yep. I fuck with that too.
But anyways, bro, you want to call it?
Let's call it. I think we did enough damage for one day.
You know what? Let's see how much hate this video racks up. But be critical when you listen to it. Take that information. Be fucking critical. Don't be emotionally invested. If there's one thing that you don't do, it's just don't be emotionally invested while you're listening to this. Just make it connect. Like make it connect, man. Just fucking make it work in your brain. See how somebody could have done this. Mike was just an all-around armor. Yeah, man. Dude, Mike was that man is like 2 generations in on Dogman. His family are fucking Dogman. Like he knew what he was doing and he made some good shit. It is what it is, but they're mixed. Don't like that story. The probability of that happening is like 0.00000, as in it didn't happen. Like,
exactly.
So that is what it is. Anyways, David, I'll see you literally on a phone call after this, bro. So
Right.
to all the viewers, thanks for tuning in. John Katchen, we're gonna try to reach out to you. We're
Yeah,
gonna try to
respect
get
to
you,
him.
bro. We're gonna try to get you. Shout out Marino Connor Corso for getting us to start this channel. Thank you. Thank you. Just had to throw that one in there. And yeah, man, the history is there. I don't think that our source was wrong, especially with the experiences that he had in the past with those people, handling the dogs. See, so handled the F1s, saw the Super 6, knew down to a T what the blend was, where it came from, the dates. So, I'm sticking on that one, man.
We're planting
This
the
is the hill
flag.
I'll stick on.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. To all
All
the
right, Kareem.
peoples, I think we'll see you next week. All right.
We're out.
Later.